Hello, my dear students. How are you? Hope all are fine. Myself, Anita, your maths teacher, once again is with you to teach you mathematics class 6. As we all know that we have shared the 3 videos of chapter number 2 whole numbers with you. And in those videos, we have learned about predecessor, successor, number line, how to do addition or number line, how to do subtraction or number line, how to do multiplication or number line, and then we did some question of exercise 2.1, and now we are going to do the properties of whole numbers. I would like to tell you that don't need to do all the exercise questions. We will work on most important concept of this chapter, and these concepts will help us for so long in our senior classes. So what we have to do is that we will do the main and important concepts, and then we will do the questions, the important questions which are based on these important concepts. So we are not supposed to solve all the exercises of chapter number 2. The all we have to do is just we have to concentrate on the concepts. The concepts, if we have understood, are going to help us a lot, not only in solving the questions, also in application of the questions. So let's start now. So what does we mean by the properties of whole numbers? I know property is a new word for you. In mathematics, what does property means? So it's very important for us to understand first of all that what does the topic mean. The topic is properties of whole numbers. So what does the property means? Property means, as you can see here, a character or quality that something has. Property means that a character or quality that something has. So in whole numbers, there are also some characteristics, there are also some qualities, and these qualities of whole numbers helps us a lot to understand or to make the questions easier to solve. So these characteristics and these qualities of whole numbers which help us to solve the questions are known as the property of whole numbers. As in general, we used to say that the uh, color of something is blue. So being blue is the quality of that shape. If it has, we say that the shape has 5 sides, so having 5 sides is the quality of that shape. So in this way, what is the meaning of property? Property means the qualities, the characteristic possessed by the whole numbers. And what are these characters? We are going to learn this in our chapter. In this video, we are going to learn all about these properties. As in this shape, the properties of this shape are helping us to give a name to this shape by looking at the property that this shape has 5 sides. We can say that this shape is known as the pentagon, right? We know that a shape having 5 sides is known as a pentagon. So with the help of the properties of this shape, we were able to name this. So in the same way, the properties of whole numbers are going to help us a lot. So let's see what are these properties. As you can see here, that we have mentioned the particular properties that we are going to see in this chapter. The properties are closure property of addition and multiplication, and also this property is of for subtraction and division, but it is not applicable over that. So most important thing is to see the closure property of addition and multiplication, then commutative property of addition and multiplication, and the third associative property, and then distributive property, and then the fifth is identity property. These 5 are the main property, as we have also seen in the mind map that we are going to study the closure property, we are going to study the commutative property, the associative property, and the distributive property of multiplication over addition, and the identity for addition and multiplication. So these are the main five properties which you always need to keep in mind, that what are the five properties of whole number. So now we will start from the very first property, that is closure property. Let's start. So what is the closure property? First of all, we will see the closure property for the addition. So what does it mean? It means that when we add two whole numbers, like 5 is a whole number and 6 is also a whole number. When we add two whole numbers, we are getting the whole numbers in the addition. This is the property that when you are adding two whole numbers, then after the addition, whatever number you are getting, that is also a whole number. This is the closure property of addition, that when two whole numbers are added, we always get the sum as whole numbers. So by closure property of addition, what we will do, we will take two numbers and we will apply the operation of addition over them, and after applying the operation, if we get the result as a whole number, it means the property is satisfied. And also one important thing, any property is said to be satisfied only if this property is universally satisfied, means it is applicable on each and every number of the set. Like we are having countless whole numbers starting from 0 and going up to infinity, we have countless whole numbers. So when you will apply this rule or this property to any pair of number, you will see that this property is always satisfied. For example, you can take 100 plus 36. 100 is a natural number, 36 is a natural number. After the addition, we are getting 136, which is also a whole number. Either you are adding a larger number to a smaller number, or you are adding a smaller number, like you are adding 55 to 225. Now you are adding a smaller number to a larger number. Earlier you have added a larger number to a smaller number, but the result whatever you are getting, when you will add them, you will get 280. So 280 is also a whole number. So the property means that whenever you will apply the operation of addition, then the resultant will be always a part of whole numbers. And this is the closure property of addition, that whenever we will take two numbers and we will add them, we will apply the operation of addition from them, the numbers we are adding are whole numbers, and the resultant we are getting is also a whole number. So in this case, closure property will always be satisfied for addition. Now let's see the closure property of multiplication. As we have applied the closure property of addition, in the same way we will see the closure property of multiplication. The only change that we are going to do, that instead of addition of two whole numbers, we are going to multiply the two whole numbers. As you can see here, then what does the closure property of multiplication says? When two whole numbers are multiplied, we always get the product as whole numbers. Like we have a whole number 3 and we have another whole number 9, and when we are multiplying them, we are getting the whole number 27, and which is also a whole number. So whenever you will multiply two whole number from the set of whole number, you can take any whole number, any larger, any smaller whole number, but always after the multiplication, whatever will be your result, that will be always a whole number. As you can see here, that we are taking a whole number. Suppose we are taking 15 and we are taking the another whole number, that is 10. After multiplying, we are getting 150, and 150 is also a whole number. For more example, you can take a number like 12 and you can take a number 9. 12 is a whole number and 9 is a whole number, and we are applying the operation of multiplication. What we are getting? We are getting 108. So this is the commutative property of multiplication. Sorry, closure property of multiplication. So I would like to repeat the closure property for addition and multiplication, that when you add two whole numbers, like you have a whole number 9 and you have a whole number 8. So when you add them, you get 17. So closure property is satisfied. A whole number added to another whole number is also resulted in a whole number. And what does the commutative property of multiplication says? That a whole number multiplied with another whole number also results in a whole number. So this is the closure property of addition and closure property of multiplication, that when you add two whole numbers or when you multiply two whole numbers, the result is also a whole number. But this property is not satisfied for addition and for subtraction and for division, because in that case these properties are not satisfied universally. Like if we say that when we subtract 7 from 5 we get 2, it is a whole number. But if we subtract 5 from 7 we get minus of 2, and any minus number, any negative number is not included in whole numbers. Like we subtract 100 and 50 we get 50, which is a whole number. But if we subtract 50 minus 80, but which is not a whole number, because no negative number is included in the whole number. So for subtraction, closure property is not satisfied, because it is not universally satisfied. Maybe in some cases it is satisfied, but for all the cases it will not be satisfied. So that's why we say that closure property is satisfied for addition and for multiplication, but not for the subtraction and for the division. Because in the division also it is satisfied for some cases. Like when you are dividing 10 with 5 you are getting 2, it is a whole number. But when you are dividing 5 with 10, then you are getting 1 upon 2 and it is not a whole number. So for division also it is not satisfied, because it is not satisfied universally in the case of division also. On some cases it is satisfied but not on all. And a property is said to be satisfied if it is satisfied for all. From the set of whole numbers, how many numbers we take any pair, it should be satisfied always. And it is not so in the case of subtraction and division, but it is so in the case of addition and multiplication. Now let's see the commutative property of multiplication. Commutative property. Commutative property is basically depending upon the order of the addition, order of the multiplication, order of the subtraction, order of the division. Like we saw the closure property for addition, multiplication, subtraction and division, in the same way we will see this property also for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So let's see commutative property for multiplication. It means that when we are multiplying two numbers, like we are multiplying 5 and 8, and we are multiplying 8 and 5, in both the cases the answer is going to be 40. It means when we are changing the order of multiplication, the answer is not affected. So the commutative property is satisfied. What does the commutative property says? That when you are applying the operation on two numbers, like here we are seeking the commutative property of multiplication. So when we are multiplying two operations, or when we are multiplying the operation of multiplication on two numbers, The answer is a whole number, and answer is not affected by changing the order of multiplication. So in commutative property, what is important? The order of applying the operation, whether the operation is of addition, whether the operation is of multiplication, the order of applying the operation is important in commutative property. As you can see here, that we have some more examples to understand the commutative property for multiplication, that when we are multiplying 20 with 1 and when we are multiplying 1 with 20, the answer is same in both the cases. For other example, we are saying that we are multiplying 8 with 4, we are getting 32, which is a whole number. And when we are multiplying 4 with 8, even then the answer is 32, which is a whole number. So after changing the order of multiplication, the answer is not affected and answer is also a whole number. So this is the proof that commutative property for multiplication is satisfied. Like we are multiplying 0 with 15 and we are multiplying 15 with 0. In both the cases, answer is going to be 0 and 0 is also a whole number. So the commutative property for multiplication is satisfied universally. You can take any of the two numbers from the set of whole numbers. We are having countless whole numbers. You can take any two numbers and you will see that for every pair of whole numbers, the commutative property of multiplication is satisfied. And you always remember the definition for the commutative property, that the product of two whole number is same regardless of the order of the factors. The two numbers we are multiplying, order of the factors, order of the number of multiplication is not important. If we change the order, the answer is not affected. Now let's see the same property, that is commutative property, for the second operation, that is for addition. So what we will see in this, that when we are adding two whole numbers and after changing the order of the addition, is the answer affected or is the answer a whole number? Both the things we have to see. Like you can see there that we have 10 plus 5, 15, and when we have changed the order of the addition, then we have 5 plus 10, that is also 15. So in both the cases answer is a whole number, and in both the cases answer is same, means by changing the order of addition, answer is not affected. So it means commutative property of addition is satisfied. Suppose we are adding 0 plus 2 or we are adding 2 plus 0. In both the cases answer is not affected and answer is a whole number. And in the third case, we are adding 7 plus 1 and we are adding 1 plus 7. Means we are changing the order in each case. And by changing the order, answer is not getting affected. Answer is the whole number and answer is same in both the cases. So commutative property of addition is satisfied. So what is the meaning of commutative property? That how we will check that commutative property is being satisfied or not? We will check this by taking two numbers, and after taking two numbers we will apply the operation of addition or multiplication over them, and then we will change the order of addition or multiplication. Suppose we have first added 5 plus 7, and the second case we have added 7 plus 5. So when we will see that the answer is same in both the cases and answer is also whole number, it means the property is satisfied. So this is the way to check that commutative property is satisfied or not. So what is the definition of commutative property for whole number? That the sum of whole numbers, the sum of two whole number is same regardless of the order of addends, means the numbers we are adding. In the same way, you can see the commutative property for subtraction, and you will see that commutative property for subtraction is not satisfied, because commonly we know that when we change the order of the multiplication, the answer is changed. Like when we are subtracting the 5 from 0, we are getting 5, but when we are subtracting 0 from 5, we are not getting 5, we are getting minus of 5. When we are subtracting 10 from 1, we are getting 9. But when we are subtracting 1 from 10, we are not getting 9, we are getting minus of 9, means answer is changed. In the same way, when we are subtracting 4 from 8, that is 8 minus 4, we are getting 4. But when we are subtracting 4 from 8 from 4, that is 4 minus 8, the answer is minus of 8, means answer is getting affected and answer is also not a whole number. So in this case, means in the case of subtraction, the commutative property is not satisfied.